Hello, YouTubers. So, I am gonna do a review of Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 4, Book of the Stranger. So, first of all, I apologize for the low resolution review because my niece has left to study abroad in Italy and she have taken the camera with her. And I don't want to buy a new camera because she's coming back in like 2 months. So, um, again, spoilers for this review. It's pretty awesome. It's probably one of my best episodes. So here we go. So as I have previously stated, this is probably one of my best favorite episode of this season, and the reason for it is because all the stories are finished in the episode. You don't get that cliffhanger that you always get with Game of Thrones. It was so like annoying, and with this you get the finale, finality of all the stories converging together. So first off, right away, oh, I was so freaking like elated, right? So Sansa Stark, Brienne, and Pod made it to Castle Black. Now, with the last episode, I thought they were gonna miss Jon Snow once again, but they didn't. They actually ran into each other for 6 freaking seasons. Finally, Sansa have met Jon Snow. Right? The Starks are reunited for the first time in forever. And it's emotional, it's satisfying. It's just all, it's great, man. And to have her sit down and talk to John and discuss how much of a bitch she was to him. And I hated Sansa when she was back at Winterfell. She's such a brat, right? And she wanted to marry that Justin Bieber king. I hated her. I hated how she acted and everything. And she acknowledges that, which is crazy. They sat down, they had the little sister brother moment, and man, I was like so happy for them. It's like seeing my own family reunion. It's so weird, man. And and it's crazy because she's suggesting that they should take back Winterfell, right? And John is not into it like that, which makes sense. And I love how Game of Thrones make everybody stay in their character because Sansa has been a victim this whole time. And for the first time in her life, she has the means to fight back, right? She's finally back in the hands of her family and she wants to fight back. That is her mentality. Like, that's all she's all about that. And that's great. I love it. The evolution of her character. But for John, ever since he left Winterfell, he has been fighting one long ass battle. He fought against the wildlings. He fought against his own brothers, and he even got killed at the Night's Watch. And he's done fighting. And the thing is that he doesn't want to do it anymore. And it's so ironic that Sansa is the one pushing him to fight. Like, she never do anything. She never does shit. She just sits there and gets victimized all day long. And now she's rallying. She's calling John to arms. And I'm telling you right now, I'm such a fanboy right now because when Jon Snow put on that Stark uniform again, I was like, man, even his hair, the way he tied it back and whatnot, he looks just like Ned Stark. And I never thought of him as Ned Stark's son. But for the first time, he is the image of Ned Stark reincarnated, And I'm like, oh man, I'm just so excited to see the revival of the Stark family and that they are back in the fight, man. And just a small note before I move on. When well, no, you know what? I'll get back to it later. So anyway, at Winterfell, Ramsay Snow caught Osha and Rickon Stark, right? And Osha came in, and I was so scared for her. I know how Ramsay is, but again, it's Game of Thrones. I'm thinking maybe she can strike a deal, she can maybe kill him or escape or whatnot, and she played her cards right. Like the way Osha played her card, like she would have, outfoxed Ramsay Snow possibly. However, Theon told Ramsay everything. How she's loyal to the Starks and how she helped Recon escape and all that. And you know what? I saw it coming. I knew it was gonna come, but it shocked me anyway. I liked Osha. She's a loyal friend of the Starks, and she has always been a survivor. I have never considered her dying. You know what I mean? Like not in this way. And straight up, he just stabbed her right through the neck, and she died right. It broke my heart, man. She has been a character that survived 6 seasons of Game of Thrones. Now that's saying a lot. Just to die here, fuck Ramsay, fuck him. But back at the Watch, Ramsay sends a threat to Jon Snow to call him out. To fight. And the whole scene was great and all. It's basically just a debate between how and when to fight, and this battle is coming, is inevitable. And the thing that earlier I said I wanted to end on a note, and this is my note, is the way Tom and Giants Band looks at Brienne, and it was freaking just hilarious because he looks at her like, God damn, that's my girl. Like, I always wanted to fuck a bear. Like, this episode was so good. Like I said, like they tied up Sansa running around looking for her family, and then she finally runs into Jon Snow. And Osha and Rickon has been on the run, and they have never been mentioned. And now their story is actually coming to a place where it's things are happening like majorly. Like the fact that she died, that's crazy. And Jon has been dealing with the wildlings, and I was wondering what part do they have to play in this whole thing. And here they are. They are gonna be his army. He's essentially gonna use them to take back Winterfell. And the next scene is with Tyrion, meeting up with the slaves in Marine. And again, Marine has been like a lot of back and forth, like just Danny's story, like, oh, I freed a city of slaves, and I freed another city of slaves, and then I freed another city of slaves, and then the other 2 cities of slaves that I freed are fighting back, so now I gotta take back those cities, and that's it, and up to this point in season 6, it's always been about Varys fighting out who funded the Sons of the Harpy, and with Tyrion trying to figure out how to deal with the situation. And finally, we have an answer. We have come to a conclusion that Tyrion is going to give them 7 years to continue slavery, right? And after that, he will abolish it altogether. And Missandei and Grey Worm does not like this. They have been slaves all their lives, and they know that 7 years is a long time for slaves. But I'm thinking, like Tyrion is a smart guy. He's not just gonna freely give them the ability to have slaves in 7 years with no consequences. I think he's buying time for them to find Daenerys, or for them to find a way to eradicate the slave masters without any consequences. Because the way it is right now, they do not have enough troops to hold back 3 cities. No matter how good the Unsullied are, Dario is not there, Jorah is not there, and then Khaleesi is not there, and the only ones there are not enough. Like Grey Worm is still, I guess, wounded. Missandei is obviously not a fighter. Tyrion and Varys are not fighters. So I think this is a smart move. In the long run, I don't know how it's going to work out. But as of right now, it's keeping things under control. And I think that was a great move from Tyrion. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. So really quickly, let's run through the storyline in King's Landing. Marjorie is permitted to visit her brother Loras, and apparently, I guess they want her to atone for her sins and do the walk of shame and admit it or whatever. I still don't know what the heck she did wrong. Like, as far as like her being locked up, like maybe she lied for her brother, like, oh, he's not gay, but that's about it. Like, for real, everybody lie. Like, I can't see that being a bad thing. But anyways, the High Sparrows and the Faith Militants are a bunch of idiots and freaking fanatics, so they're not gonna care, you know. Um, but what's important is Cersei and Jamie struck a deal with Uncle Kevin and Lady Olenna. Yeah, that's Marjorie's grandmother, right? And I'm telling you right now, shit is gonna go down. So basically, they have made Uncle Kevin agree to stand down. He is in control of the entire Lannister army right now, and he is told to stand down. And Olenna is gonna bring in the Tyrell's army, right, into King's Landing, supposedly to rescue her granddaughter because she does not allow her granddaughter to do the walk of shame, right? This cannot end well. This, I'm just saying right now, I am dying to see the consequences of that, and that's great. So this takes us to Iron Island, right? Pike. And nothing much is happening here. Theon came back, and his sister is like still very bitter about the fact that she went out her way to save him, and he did not want to go. He is the cause of her man's death, and because of that, she lost favor with her father. However, Theon said that he would help her reclaim the throne. So there's gonna be interesting things happening there. I don't know how it's going down yet. I'm not that invested in the Greyjoys right now, just because it's like bit and pieces here, but here and there. And it's been 6 seasons, a few seasons before they came back to that storyline. So it's not very urgent right now. But still, I mean, I want to see how it goes. Last but not least is in for Dash Kalin, the Dothraki, like the city that the sacred city, right? And Dario and Jorah went to rescue Daenerys, but when they bumped into her, like she was going out with another girl to get some water, they bumped into her. She was like, "No, we are not leaving. You're not rescuing me. I do, however, need your help because I have a plan." And I'm like, huh? So all these cows was in this tent, right? This temple. And she walked in and she talked to them and they was like, yeah, we're going to rape you. We're going to this and that. And she's like, no, you're not going to rape me. You're going to serve me. You guys are worthless. I am the unburned, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, that's it. She crossed the line. She's done. They were going to like go and just go all out on her, right? And she was like, they was like, we will never serve you. She was like, no, 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 no. You don't understand. You're not the one serving me. The rest of the Dothraki is going to serve me. You are going to die. So she pushed this like pyre of fire, and it burns down the whole tent. And they try to escape, but Jorah and Dario, they blocked the door, so there's no way to get out. She burned them all down, all the cows, all the leaders, and she made sure everyone saw it. And then she walks out of the fire, unburned. The mother of dragons, Daenerys Targaryen. And it ends with everybody, all the Dothraki, like hundreds of thousands, kneeling before her as though she is a god. And the freaking episode ends. And I'm like, this is epic. I don't even gotta say anything. Say no more. This is a 5 out of 5.